Captain Vextal stood on the bridge of the eternal horizon and looked at the wide black view screen with calm eyes. The ship moved slowly through the empty dark between stars. His crew worked at their stations without much talk. They knew this place carried old stories, but most thought those stories were just spacer tales meant to scare new sailors. The Zepti Dominion sent this small group of ships to look for new places to claim. The Dominion ruled many worlds and many kinds of people. They grew strong because they took what others left behind. Now scouts said human space looked quiet and forgotten. No big fleets guarded it. No signals came out. No one saw human ships for a very long time. Some said the humans died out long ago. Others said they hid after a big war. No one really knew. Vextal did not believe in ghosts or old warnings. He came from a proud family of explorers. His father once flew into a forbidden nebula and brought back enough rare metals to build 3 new cities. Son wanted the same kind of fame. This trip would make his name live forever among the stars. The boundary appeared first as a thin line of small stations floating in perfect order. Each station looked old and worn. Metal plates showed age, and small lights blinked in slow rhythm. The message repeated on every channel, in many languages. You have entered sovereign human space without clearance. Reverse course immediately. This is your only warning. Vextal listened to the flat voice and smiled. He turned to his first officer Zara, who stood tall with smooth blue skin. They left these here to keep strangers away. But look around. No guns, no shields, no ships. The humans are gone. This space belongs to whoever wants it now. Zara moved her head in slow agreement, but her eyes stayed on the screen. She heard different stories from traders in dark ports. Stories about ships that crossed the line and vanished without a trace. Not destroyed, not captured, just gone. No pieces, no signals, no survivors. We should send a probe first, she said in a quiet voice. Vextal waved one hand. No need, we waste time. The Dominion wants fast results, not careful steps. Full speed ahead. Take us past the stations. The eternal horizon pushed forward. Engines hummed low and steady. 3 other ships followed in tight formation. The scout group included the heavy frigate Iron Bloom, the fast raider Shadowfang, and the support tender Life Carrier. All carried full crews, weapons, and science teams. They felt ready for anything. As they crossed the invisible line, nothing changed. The stars looked the same. The dark stayed empty. Sensors showed clear paths. No mines, no traps, no energy fields. Vextal relaxed in his chair and let out a long breath. See, he said to the whole bridge. Nothing here but dust and silence. The old warnings are empty words. A young sensor officer named Kiro raised his hand. Captain, I have something. Small object moving toward us. Very fast. Too small to be a ship. Maybe a drone. Vextal leaned forward. Show it. The screen changed. A single tiny shape appeared. It flew straight at them, without any weapons showing. No engines glowed hot. No hull reflected light much. It looked like a smooth black egg, the size of a small shuttle. Hail it, Vextal ordered. The communications officer sent the standard greeting. No answer came. The object stopped exactly 1 light second away and opened a channel. The voice sounded calm and tired, like someone who spoke the same words too many times. This is the first automated warning. You have crossed the primary exclusion line. State your purpose and origin, or turn back now. You will receive 2 more chances after this one. Vextal laughed out loud. The crew looked at him with surprise. He stood up and walked closer to the screen. First automated warning, he repeated in a mocking tone. They still play these old recordings after all this time. Open a channel back. The officer nodded. Sir. Vextal spoke clearly. This is Captain Vextal of the Zepti Dominion Exploratory Service. We come in peace to explore and trade. We see no active defense here, so we continue. Our intentions are peaceful. The black egg stayed silent for a long moment. Then the voice returned. Your stated peaceful intentions do not match your actions. You ignored the boundary message and crossed without clearance. This is not exploration. This is trespass. Turn back now or face consequences. Vextal crossed his arms. No, we will not turn back. You have no ships to stop us. Your stations are dead. Your warnings mean nothing. The egg vanished in a quick flash of light. No explosion, no debris, just empty space again. The bridge grew quiet. Kiro checked his screens. Captain, it is gone. Completely. No trace at all. Vextal nodded. Good. Then we move on. Increase speed. We head for the nebula marked on the charts. Full science scans as we go. I want every detail of this place recorded. Ships pushed deeper. The stars grew fewer. The dark seemed thicker. Zara walked to Vextal and spoke low. That drone knew exactly where we were. It appeared without warning and left the same way. That is not normal, even for old tech. Vextal looked at her. Maybe the humans left behind some smart machines. That changes nothing. We stay on course. Hours passed. The crew ate, slept, and worked in shifts. The nebula appeared on long-range scans. A huge cloud of gas and dust, lit by young blue stars, heavy with rare elements perfect for building ships and weapons. Vextal felt excitement grow in his chest. This find would bring him honor and wealth. Then, another small object showed on sensors. Same size, same speed, same path. It stopped at the same distance and opened the same channel. This is the second automated warning. You have ignored the first message and continued deeper into restricted space. State your diplomatic credentials and prepare for escort to the nearest exit point. Means you accept full responsibility for what follows. Vextal felt anger rise. Who do they think they are? He muttered. We outnumber them. We outgun anything they might have left. He opened the channel. This is Captain Vextal again. We do not recognize your claim. This space is empty and unclaimed. We will not turn back. We will not submit to escort. Tell your masters the Zeptide Dominion takes what it needs. The voice answered after a short pause. We have no masters here, only memory. You choose your path now. We record your words for the archive. The object stayed longer this time. It turned slowly, as if looking at each ship. Then it spoke one last time. We understand curiosity. We understand need. We do not understand refusal of mercy. This is your final chance before action begins. Vextal ordered weapons hot. Target that thing. Destroy it. Gunners locked on. Rails charged. Beams powered up. The bridge filled with the low hum of ready weapons. Fire. Of light shot forward. Every gun hit the small black egg perfectly. The impact should have torn it apart. Nothing happened. No flash, no pieces. The object sat untouched in the center of the blast. Then it disappeared again. No sound, no trace. Vextal stared at the empty screen. His hands tightened on the rail. What kind of shield was that? He asked no one in particular. No one answered. The bridge felt colder now. Zara spoke quietly. Captain, maybe we should consider the warnings. They gave us 3 chances already. Vextal shook his head. No. We came too far to run from shadows. Increase speed. We reach the nebula in 2 more shifts. Science teams prepare to launch survey drones. I want samples before anyone else claims this place. The Eternal Horizon and her sisters flew on. The crew tried to focus on their work, but eyes kept drifting to the dark outside. Every shadow seemed to watch them. Every silence felt heavy. Far behind, in hidden places, old machines woke. Lights blinked on, long dead panels. Signals raced along secret lines. Deep in human space, something large and patient began to move. Vextal did not know it yet, but the quiet had noticed them. And the quiet did not forgive easily. The eternal horizon flew deeper into the silence. Engines pushed hard and steady. The nebula grew larger on every screen. Bright colors swirled in the distance. Gas clouds glowed blue and purple, heavy with metals and rare particles. The crew felt excitement mixed with worry. Most kept busy at their posts. Few spoke about the warnings anymore. Captain Vextal sat in his chair and stared ahead. He told himself the small black objects were just relics. Old machines running ancient programs. Nothing more. The Zeptide Dominion taught its people to take risks, to claim what others feared. He would not turn back now, not after coming this far. Zara stood near the tactical console. Her fingers moved over controls. She checked weapons and shields again. Everything showed green. She looked at Vextal and spoke low. "Captain, sensors pick up something new. Many objects ahead. Not moving, not ships, just floating." Vextal stood up. "Show me." The main screen zoomed in. Thousands of shapes appeared, drifted in slow, wide orbits around a dim yellow star. Hulls came from many different designs. Some looked sharp and angular, others round and smooth. A few carried markings from species long gone. No lights glowed on most of them. No power readings came back. All sat quiet, like tombs in space. Hiro, the sensor officer, spoke first, voice tight. "Captain, these are wrecks, all alien, no human ships among them. I count at least 4,000. Some date back centuries. Others look newer, maybe 50 years old. No battle scars, no burn marks. Nothing shows what killed them." Vextal walked closer to the screen. One large dreadnought caught his eye. Its hull stretched long and black. Letters covered one side in an old script. The computer translated the words, "We were warned." The phrase repeated over and over down the entire length. He felt a cold touch on his neck, but pushed it away. Old spacers loved dramatic messages, probably carved by the last crew before they abandoned ship. "Nothing special. Us, closer," he ordered. "Science team, launch probes. I want interior scans, life signs, power levels, everything." 2 probes left the eternal horizon. They flew toward the nearest wreck, a medium cruiser with smooth curved lines. Probes sent back clear pictures, empty corridors, dark rooms, chairs still at stations, tools lay where they fell. No bodies showed up at first. Then one probe entered the bridge. Crews sat upright at every post, eyes open, hands on controls, faces calm. No fear, no pain, just still. The medical scanner reported neural shutdown, instant and clean. No wounds, no poison, no struggle. They simply stopped living, all at the same moment. Zara looked away from the screen. Her voice came soft. They did not fight. They did not run. Whatever happened caught them fast. Vextal clenched his jaw. Coincidence? Maybe a virus, or radiation leak from the nebula. Probes found nothing toxic, nothing unusual. The science chief sent a message from the lab. "Captain, we pulled logs from the wreck. Last entry says, they gave us 3 warnings. We laughed, we paid the price. No more details after that." Vextal turned back to the main view. Thousands of silent ships floated around them, a graveyard built over generations. Every species that tried to cross left something behind. The Zeptai would not join them. He spoke to the fleet. "Ironbloom, Shadowfang, Life Carrier. Stay in tight formation. Weapons ready, but do not fire unless I order. Scan everything. Keep moving toward the nebula. We need those resources." The ships flew on, past more wrecks, past more warnings carved into metal. Some said we ignored the voice. Some said mercy refused. Some simply repeated the same 3 words. We were warned. Hours later, a new contact appeared on sensors. One ship, small compared to the wrecks, fast closing from behind. No signature matched any known design. Hull pure black, no shine, no reflections. It absorbed light, like a hole. Sensors screened danger. High energy readings, impossible. Acceleration. Kiro voice rose. "Captain, Single vessel approaching, 0 to .8 light in under 10 seconds. No dry flare, no exhaust. Nothing explains that speed. Vextal felt his stomach tighten. Show it on screen. The black ship filled the view. Small, narrow, sharp, like a blade. No visible weapons ports. No viewports. No markings at all. It stopped exactly 0.8 of a light second away. Perfect distance for talk or destruction. A voice came over every channel. Calm, clear human accent, almost gentle. This is the human vessel, Lament of Cairo. You received 3 warnings. You ignored them all. You saw the graveyard. You kept coming. Last chance for your children's sake. Turn back now. Transmit surrender codes. Power down weapons. Open bays for boarding. We will escort survivors to the border. No harm comes to those who choose wisely now. Vextal stared at the screen. One ship, one small ship against 4 armed vessels. His pride burned hot. Who were these humans to demand surrender? To speak of mercy, like parents to children. He opened the channel. This is Captain Vextal of the Zepti Dominion. We do not bow. We do not run. Your graveyard does not scare us. Your single ship does not scare us. We claim this space by right of strength. Leave or we destroy you. The voice answered, after a short pause. Strength without wisdom is just noise. You choose destruction over life. We record your words. We offered every path. You closed them all. We are sorry. The black ship stayed still. No movement. No charge up. No threat display. Vextal looked at his gunnery chief. Target every weapon. Full salvo. Rails, beams, missiles. Everything we have. Wipe that thing from space. The bridge lit with red lights. Weapons locked. Target confirmed. Ready on your word. Fire. Every gun on every ship spoke at once. Lines of white fire crossed the dark. Missiles streaked forward. Heavy slugs flew fast. Energy lances burned bright. All hit the Lament of Cairo perfectly. Mass. Every shot landed true. The black hull took the hits. No flash, no sparks, no breach. The ship sat untouched. Light bent around it like water around stone. Silence fell on the bridge. Kiro whispered, Captain, no damage, not even heat bloom, nothing. Vextal felt his mouth go dry. Impossible. The Lament of Cairo spoke one last time. You fired first. You crossed every line. Now we answer. Not in anger, not in hate, in memory. The black ship moved, not fast, not slow, just certain. It closed the gap without warning. No one saw engines fire, no one saw weapons move. Then the first system failed on the eternal horizon. Engines died without sound, shields dropped, weapons powered down, life support stayed on, but lights dimmed. Consoles went dark, one by one. Zara shouted, Captain, we lose control, nothing responds. Panic rose on the bridge. Crew ran to stations. Hands pulled levers. Nothing worked. Vextal stood frozen. He watched the black ship drift closer. No boarding pods launched. Just presence. Overwhelming quiet power. The human voice returned. Soft. Almost kind. We take no joy in this. You leave us no choice. Sleep now. Your crews will wake in pods later. If you live, the quiet keeps its own. Darkness spread through the ship. Air grew thick. Minds grew slow. One by one the Zepti fell. Eyes closed. Bodies slumped. Systems shut down, gentle and final. Far away in hidden stations, old lights blinked. New signals raced across empty space. The quiet noticed. The quiet answered. And the graveyard waited patient for more names to join its silent ranks. The eternal horizon drifted powerless among the silent wrecks. Engines cold, shields gone, weapons dead. The bridge lights stayed dim red, emergency glow only. Crew members lay slumped in chairs or on the floor, breathing slow and shallow, minds locked in forced sleep. Captain Vextal remained conscious, barely. His body felt heavy like lead. His thoughts moved through thick fog. He watched the black ship Lament of Cairo float closer. No sound came from its approach. No vibration touched the hull. It simply existed where nothing should move, so quiet, so sure. Vextal tried to stand. His legs refused. He gripped the command rail with numb fingers. A soft hum filled the air, not from engines, not from weapons, something else. Doors opened without command. Pods detached from the human ship. Small dark shapes crossed the empty space between vessels. They attached to airlocks with gentle clicks. No force, no explosion, just entry. Human figures stepped inside. They wore armor, black as the void itself. Helmets sealed tight. No faces showed. No weapons held high. They moved smooth and calm, like people who knew every corner of every ship they boarded. They checked fallen crew one by one. Quick scans, gentle touches to necks. No rough handling, no anger. One Marine stopped at Vextal. The helmet turned toward him. A voice came through the suit speaker, low and even. "You still wake. That happens sometimes. Your mind fights harder than most. Come, we talk." Vextal felt hands lift him. Not rough, not gentle, just certain. They carried him down corridors, past his own people lying still, past consoles that once answered his commands. The humans took him to a small meeting room on his own ship. Lights came on, soft white. No alarms, no threats. They sat him in a chair. His body started to feel again. Fingers tingled, legs steadied. The Marine removed the helmet. A man looked back. Middle age, short gray hair, scar ran across one cheek. Eyes tired but clear. He sat across from Vextal. No guard stood nearby. Pointed. "I am Commander Elias of the Lament of Cairo," he said. "We meet like this more than you think. You are not the first to cross, not the last probably." Vextal forced words out. "Why do this? Why not just kill us? Your warnings said consequences." Elias leaned back. "We do not kill for sport. We do not kill for territory. We kill only when no other path remains. You got 3 warnings. You saw the graveyard. You fired on us first. We could end every life here in seconds. We choose not to." Vextal laughed, weak and bitter. "Mercy from the quiet ones. The galaxy calls you monsters. Stories say you erase whole fleets without trace." Elias nodded. "Stories carry truth but miss the reason. Long ago humans opened borders. We welcomed trade. We shared worlds. We believed in trust. That trust cost us. Earth lost 3 continents. Billions gone in one cycle of war. Aliens came not as friends, as conquerors. They took, they burned, they left nothing. We rebuilt. We learned." He paused, eyes distant. "Decided space stays ours. No invitations, no exceptions. The quiet formed around our core worlds. It grows slow but steady. Anyone who enters without leave meets the same choice you did. Turn back or stay forever." Vextal looked at the floor. "So you guard empty space for pride?" "Not empty," Elias said, quiet. "It holds our homes, our families, our history. Every wreck out there tried to take something that belongs to us. We offered paths out. Every time. Some listened, some did not." Vextal raised his eyes. "You speak of mercy, yet your ship took our power without a fight. How is that mercy?" "It is the kindest end we give," Elias answered. "No pain, no fear, no long battle. Your crews sleep now. They wake later in pods with air, food, nav data to neutral ports. Those who fight die fast and clean. We leave no suffering behind." A second Marine entered, quiet voice. "Commander, pods ready for transfer. The Zepti who stayed down, stay down. The rest we move." Elias stood. "Look around, Captain. This ship still lives. Your people still breathe. Choose now. Surrender full, or we finish what you started." Vextal thought of his family back home, his daughter who waited for stories of new stars. He thought of the Dominion orders to claim fast and return rich. He thought of the graveyard outside, thousands of names carved in metal, all warned. He spoke low. "I choose life. Take us out." Elias nodded. "Good choice. We load your pods now. You go home with truth instead of treasure. Tell your Dominion the quiet does not shrink, it waits." The humans worked quick and careful. They carried sleeping crew to escape pods. One by one, pods sealed and detached. Small thrusters pushed them away from the wrecks, toward the distant border. The Lament of Cairo watched every move. No chase, no shots, just silent escort. Vextall stayed on his bridge with Elias. The commander sat quiet. Most of the talk ended. Only one question remained from Vextall. Why one ship? Why not a fleet? Because one is enough. We learned long ago, numbers mean little when control stays absolute. We built tools to stop, not to destroy. We guard with memory, not with rage. The last pod launched. Vextall watched it go, his crew safe, his command broken, his pride gone. Elias stood. "Time for you too, Captain. Your pod waits." Vextall rose slow. He looked at the man who spared him. "Why show me this? Why not leave me asleep with the rest?" "So you remember," Elias said. "So when you speak to your leaders, you speak from sight, not from fear. The quiet is not cruelty. It is boundary. Respect it and live. Cross it and join the names outside." They walked to the last pod. Vextall stepped inside. Elias sealed the hatch. From the small window, Vextall saw the black ship turn away. Slow and final, it vanished into the dark like smoke. The pod engines fired gentle. Push carried it toward the edge. Stars slid past slow. The graveyard faded behind. Vextall closed his eyes. He saw wrecks in his mind, carved deep. He saw one small ship that needed no army. Months later, a few pods reached Zepti space. Survivors told the tale. No grand battle, no planet killers, just one ship, one voice, 3 warnings ignored, mercy offered, mercy refused. The Dominion listened. They marked new charts, red lines wider now. Around human space they drew thick borders. No ships sent, no probes launched. Whispers spread among spacers. The quiet grew larger. And on the boundary stations, the old message looped unchanged in every tongue. No one enters human space uninvited, unless they never wanted to come back at all. The escape pods drifted away from the graveyard in slow, silent lines. Small thrusters fired gentle bursts to guide them toward the distant border. Lights inside the pods glowed soft yellow. Crew members woke one by one. Heads ached, mouths dry. Memories came back in pieces. The last thing most remembered was the black ship, the voice that spoke of mercy, the sudden quiet that took their minds. Captain Vextall sat alone in his pod. He stared through the small window at stars that looked colder now. His ship, the Eternal Horizon, floated far behind, dark and still like the wrecks around it. The Lament of Cairo stayed near it. No lights showed on the human vessel. No movement came from it. It simply watched. Inside the black ship, Commander Elias walked the empty corridors of the captured Zepti cruiser. His Marines moved with him. Quiet steps, checked every room, every system. They found no traps, no hidden weapons. The Zepti who fought stayed down forever. Those who surrendered lived. No chances, but gave no cruelty. Elias stopped on the bridge of the Eternal Horizon. Lights came back slow. Consoles flickered alive. Data streamed across screens. He sat in the captain chair and pulled up logs. Every message, every order, every warning ignored. He read them without anger, just fact. A Marine approached. "Sir, all secure. No resistance left. We found encrypted files. Dominion plans to claim the nebula. They thought humans gone. They planned mines and stations here." Elias nodded. "Close the files, copy what matters, send the rest to archive. We leave no secrets behind." He stood and looked at the main screen. The graveyard stretched wide. Thousands of ships held in perfect orbits. Each one a lesson, each one proof. The quiet worked. It always worked. Back in the pods, survivors talked low. Voices carried over short-range comms. One engineer from the Iron Blooms spoke first. They could have killed us all. One shot, one breath. Instead, they put us to sleep like children. Gunner answered. They warned us. 3 times. We laughed. They showed us wrecks. We kept going. What did we expect? Another voice came from the Shadowfang captain. She sounded tired. We thought strength wins. We forgot wisdom matters more. One ship stopped 4. We fired everything. They took it all without scratch. Vextal listened to every word. He said nothing. His mind turned over the face of Commander Elias. The tired eyes, the calm voice, the scar that told stories he never asked to hear. Humans did not hate. They remembered. Pain from long ago turned into walls. Pain turned into silence. Pain turned into the quiet. One pod carried Zara. She woke last. Her blue skin looked pale in the dim light. She checked her team. All alive. All breathing. She opened a channel to Vextal. Captain, you hear me? Yes, he answered, voice rough. What now, she asked. We go home, we tell the truth, or we lie and say we found nothing. Vextal closed his eyes. We tell the truth, the Dominion must know. One voice. 3 warnings. Mercy offered. We refused. We lost everything but our lives. That matters more than pride. The pods flew on. Days passed in quiet travel. Food packs, water recyclers kept them alive. Nav systems guided true. No human ships followed. No pursuit came. The lament of Cairo stayed behind. Guard of the edge. Far ahead, the first Zeptai border station appeared. Small outpost lights blinked welcome. The pods approached slow. Careful signals sent. I am Zeptai. Return from human space. Survivors request docking. The station answered fast. Docking approved. Medical teams stand ready. Tell us what happened. Pods locked one by one. Doors opened. Medics rushed in. Warm air. Food. Real beds. Questions came gentle at first. Then harder. Who sent you? What did you see? Why so few return? Vextal spoke to the station commander in a quiet room. He told everything. The boundary stations, the 3 warnings, the black drone, the graveyard, the single human ship. The Mercy refused. Nothing out. The commander listened, face still. When Vextal finished, the man spoke low. We heard rumors. Never believed them. Now we have proof. Orders came fast. No more ships to that sector. Charts updated. Red lines drawn thicker. Borders marked do not cross. The Dominion Council met in secret. Survivors told their tales again and again. Words spread through fleets, through ports, through homes. Some called it shame. Others called it lesson. Most called it survival. The quiet no longer sounded like myth. It sounded like fact. Months later, a trader ship passed near the edge. Careful distance kept. The captain looked at sensors. Old wrecks still drifted. New ones joined. 2 Zeptai hulls floated silent among the rest. Lights off. Crews gone. No battle marks. Just stillness. The trader sent a tight beam message home. They claim more space now. The graveyard grows. The quiet waits. Back on Earth, deep under mountains, old rooms hummed. Machines watched boundary lines. Lights blinked. Steady. A duty roster cycled names. The lament of Cairo returned to station. Crew changed. New faces took old posts. Same mission, same rules. Commander Elias stood on a balcony, looked at blue planet below. He thought of Vextal, the proud captain who chose life. He hoped the lesson lasted. Not for humans, for everyone else. In neutral ports, spacers whispered new rules. Never cross the line. Never test the quiet. 3 warnings come always. Take the first, take the second, take the third, or never come back at all. The boundary beacons kept their watch. Old metal voices looped in every language. No one enters human space uninvited unless they never wanted to come back at all. The words stayed simple, the meaning stayed heavy. The galaxy listened closer now. And the quiet held its breath, patient, ready, eternal. The escape pods reached Zeptai space one by one. They came slow and careful, like wounded animals returning home. Station lights welcomed them. Medical teams waited with warm blankets, hot food, and quiet questions. The first pods docked. The hatches opened. Air rushed in, fresh and clean. Crew members stepped out, legs shaky, eyes wide. They looked at familiar faces and felt tears come unbidden. Captain Vextal left his pod last. He walked straight. He did not rush. He carried no shame, only weight. The station commander met him in the main hall, a tall Zeptai with silver marks on his arms. He spoke soft. "Welcome home, Captain. Tell us." Vextal looked around at the gathered officers, at the silent crew, at the bright lights of safety. He took a deep breath and began. He spoke of the boundary stations, the flat warnings in many tongues, the black drone that appeared and vanished, the second voice that offered escort, the third message that carried sorrow. He spoke of the graveyard, thousands of ships, preserved in cold orbits. Each one a story of refusal, each one marked with the same words. We were warned. He described the lament of Cairo, small, black, certain, unstoppable. He told how every gun fired true, how every hit landed perfect, how the human ship took the punishment without mark. He spoke of Commander Elias, the tired eyes, the calm voice, the offer of life instead of death. He ended with the pods, the gentle sleep, the journey home, the mercy given when none was earned. The room stayed quiet when he finished. No one laughed, no one argued. Faces showed understanding, some showed fear. The commander placed a hand on Vextal's shoulder. You bring hard truth, we listen. Fleets stopped near the red lines. Traders turned away from old routes. Diplomats sent careful messages to neutral worlds. No one spoke loud, no one challenged the boundary. The council met behind closed doors. Maps changed, red grew thicker, borders moved back, systems once marked for claim now stayed blank. Months passed, the survivors returned to duty. Some flew short patrols near safe space, others taught new recruits. The same lesson repeated. 3 warnings. Take the first, take the second, take the third, or stay forever. Young officers listened close. They asked questions. They heard answers. They saw old logs. They saw pictures of the graveyard. They understood. In dark ports far from Zeptai worlds, spacers told new tales. They spoke of one ship that needed no fleet. They spoke of humans who did not conquer. They spoke of people who remembered pain so deep it became silence. They said the quiet was not anger. It was memory. It was boundary. It was promise kept. A young Zeptai pilot named Lyra sat in a bar on a fringe station. She listened to an old trader describe the wrecks. She asked one question. Why do they spare some? The trader leaned close. Because they can afford to. They hold power so complete, mercy costs nothing. They choose who lives to carry the warning. Makes the quiet louder than any gun. Lyra nodded. She finished her drink. She flew home, careful never to near the line. She taught her own cadets the same rule. Never test the quiet. Never ignore a warning. Never think strength beats memory. On Earth, the lament of Cairo docked at a hidden station, deep in orbit around a quiet moon. Crew changed. New faces took posts. Old hands rested. Elias walked the corridors one last time. He looked at the black hull that bent light. He thought of faces he spared. He thought of faces he could not. He filed his report. Simple words. Mission complete. Intrusion contained. No loss on our side. Lesson delivered. He stood on the observation deck. Earth blue and peaceful below. He whispered to no one. We remember, so they do not have to. The boundary beacons kept watch. Old metal voices looped eternal. No one enters human space uninvited unless they never wanted to come back at all. The words stayed in every language. The meaning stayed heavy. Traders repeated them. Captains taught them. Children learned them. The quiet grew slow but sure. No fleets pushed, no probes crossed, no voices challenged. The galaxy adjusted. New maps showed wider empty zones. Old routes bent around the red lines. Neutral worlds stayed neutral. No one spoke against the boundary. No one needed to. Years later, a new generation of Zepti explorers gathered data from safe distances. They watched the nebula glow. They measured rare elements. They dreamed of wealth. They never crossed the line. They respected the lesson. Vextal grew old. He sat on a quiet world. He looked at stars. He told stories to grandchildren. He spoke of pride that blinded him. He spoke of mercy that saved him. He spoke of one ship that taught the galaxy limits. The children listened wide-eyed. They asked questions. He answered true. They grew up careful. They flew smart. They lived long. Far away, the graveyard held its watch. New wrecks never joined. The old ones stayed perfect, silent. Teachers in cold orbits, the quiet needed no more names. It had enough. Humanity did not expand. They did not conquer. They simply held. They remembered. They warned. They spared when possible. They ended when necessary. The balance stayed perfect. No armadas gathered. No wars flared. No revenge came. The quiet worked. It always worked. And on the edge of human space, the beacons continued their endless song. Simple words, heavy truth, eternal promise. No one enters human space uninvited, unless they never wanted to come back at all. The galaxy listened, the galaxy learned, the galaxy stayed away, and the stars shone peaceful over worlds that chose to remember instead of test.